You know the feeling, that cold coiled tightening in your gut, the sudden, searing heat behind your eyes. Someone has just dismissed you. Not with a shout, but a glance. A casual barb, a laugh too loud, aimed just past your shoulder. You stood there. You felt the silent wound. Your throat tightened. Your hands clenched without permission. Every instinct screamed, react. This is the ancient language of the tribe. A subtle challenge, a shifting of weight in the invisible hierarchy. It's a primal probe, sent out to find your boundaries. To see if you are predator or prey. And in that moment, you felt small. Exposed. A puppet, briefly, to another's whim. This is not a game for the soft. For centuries, men have been obsessed with this dance. Niccolò Machiavelli, observing princes and paupers alike, saw the threads of power woven through every human interaction. He understood that respect is not given. It is taken. Or, more precisely, it is negotiated in a constant, brutal assessment. He watched the powerful and the broken. He recorded their moves. He gave us the map to a world that does not care about your feelings, only your perceived strength. Today, you will learn to read that map. This is not about revenge in the petty sense. This is about an internal transformation, a sharpening of the blade you carry within. By the time we are done, the sting of disrespect will no longer be a wound. It will be a signal, a valuable piece of intelligence in the silent war for dominance. Sit closer. The air is thinning. The truth is a mirror. What is disrespect? It is never about you. Not really. It is a projection, a testing of the walls, a desperate attempt to confirm the insecurity of the one doing the disrespecting. Think of it as a low growl from a nervous dog. It's not about your inherent worth. It's about their fear, their suspicion that you might be stronger, smarter, or simply more capable than they are comfortable with. Your very presence threatens their fragile standing. Machiavelli saw this. He knew that men are constantly weighing each other, assessing threats and opportunities. Every room you enter is an arena. Every interaction, a micro-negotiation of who holds the unseen whip. They watch your posture, your eyes, the subtle tremor in your voice. They are calculating. The moment they sense a crack, they will push. Not because they are evil, but because they are human. They seek to elevate themselves by diminishing you. It is an old, ugly instinct. Most people refuse to accept this. They take the bait. They internalize the disrespect as a failing on their part. They let the insult become a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is the first, and most common, mistake. Your existence irritates them. When you take disrespect personally, you have already lost. You have confirmed their power over you. You have given them the emotional reaction they were hunting for. They tossed a stone, and you bled. That simple exchange reveals everything. Robert Greene, tracing the dark arts of power, shows us this pattern again and again. The secure, truly powerful individual has nothing to prove. They move with an almost terrifying stillness. It is the small-minded, the envious, the one clinging to their own precarious position, who feels compelled to strike first. They want to cut you down before you rise. They want to confirm their own shaky belief that they are somehow superior. This is their game. Do not play it on their terms. Better to be unreadable than predictable. When your adversaries cannot figure you out, when your face is a mask of indifference, they hesitate. And in that hesitation, you gain ground. You control the frame. Disrespect is a test, and you are about to learn how to pass it every single time. Weakness screams. Look at the weak man's response. It is a predictable spectacle. Someone tosses a slight, and he explodes. His face contorts. His voice rises to a frantic pitch. His body tenses, a coiled spring ready to snap. He believes this is strength. He thinks he is defending his honor. But everyone watching sees the truth. A man who has lost control. A man whose emotions are a button, ready to be pressed by any fool brave enough to try. This is the trap. Most fall into it. They thrash against the invisible strains, revealing how easily they are manipulated. Anger is not power. It is a confession of weakness. The weak man confuses volume with dominance. He thinks that shouting louder, threatening harder, will regain his lost ground. But every emotional outburst is a whisper to your enemies. It tells them precisely where to strike. It says, "Provoke me, and I will destroy myself." Machiavelli warned against this millennia ago. A prince, he wrote, must never act out of passion. Passion blinds. Passion makes you predictable. And predictability, in the arena of power, is death. You become a book easily read, a move easily countered. The weak man cannot tolerate the discomfort of restraint. He must respond immediately. He cannot let the moment breathe. He fires back with whatever impulsive, foolish thought claws its way to his tongue. Something he will regret. Something that makes him look smaller than he did before. Time is a weapon. He does not know how to wield it. He gives away his power in seconds because the itch to react is more potent than the wisdom to pause. He is a slave to his reactions. He remains powerless his entire life, caught in the invisible cage of his own making. But you will be different. The cold calculus. Now, consider a different kind of man. One who operates on a level most cannot even comprehend. He is the Machiavellian, the strategist. He sees disrespect, and he feels a subtle shift within. Not numbness, not indifference, but a deliberate, almost surgical, separation of raw emotion from strategic thought. While others recoil in pain or burn with rage, he calculates. While others flail, he observes. He asks himself one question, cold and precise. What is the most advantageous move I can make right now? This is the psychology of emperors. This is how men who bend history operate when the world tries to provoke them. The Machiavellian understands that emotions are data, not commands. He feels the anger rise. He acknowledges it. He examines its texture, its source. And then he sets it aside, like a tool he may or may not need in this specific moment. He refuses to let temporary feelings dictate permanent decisions. This is self-mastery. This is what separates kings from peasants. Emotional detachment is not weakness. It is the ultimate weapon. When you detach from the primal urge to react, you gain something almost nobody else possesses: space. Space to observe, space to think, space to craft a response that will disarm, disorient, or even destroy your opponent, without ever having given them the satisfaction of your outburst. Carl Jung knew this deep truth. The shadow within, the raw, unexamined parts of yourself, can either control you or become a source of immense power. The Machiavellian trains his shadow. He makes it serve him. A single, knowing silence. A slow, deliberate turn of the head. A gaze that holds too long, saying nothing. These are more terrifying than any scream. They are the moves of a true predator. They signal a mind that is operating on a different plane. One that is dangerous precisely because it is unreadable. Unpredictable. The forbidden reframe. Disrespect is not an attack on your worth. It is a revelation of theirs. It is a signal of their fear, their insecurity, their desperate need to control. And it is an invitation for you to demonstrate the true depth of your own power. This is the reframe society forbids. It tells you to be kind, to turn the other cheek, to ignore it. But the world you inhabit does not reward passivity. It rewards strength, discipline, and the cold, unwavering will to control yourself, even when others seek to control you. They want you to burn. Let them shiver. You are not reacting to an insult. You are responding to a strategic challenge. And your response must be precisely calibrated. It must tell them, without a single wasted word, that you are not to be toyed with. That their probe has hit solid rock, not soft earth. The most powerful response is often no response at all. Not because you are afraid, but because you are calculating. Because you are denying them the oxygen they crave. And because you are saving your true power for a moment of your own choosing. A moment they will never see coming. The 7-day experiment. For the next 7 days, you will observe the world through a new lens. You will practice the cold calculus of the Machiavellian mind. 1. For the next 7 days, every time you feel the sting of disrespect, however subtle, do not react. Do not speak. Do not visibly flinch. Feel the anger. Let it surge, then let it pass through you like a current. Do not suppress it. Observe it. 2. Your only response for this week will be internal. Acknowledge the insult, identify the source, and then ask yourself, what did this person reveal about themselves? What is their insecurity? Write it down later, if you must. 3. Practice a slight, almost imperceptible delay before you speak or act in any situation. Even when someone asks you a simple question, this creates a moment of space. A fraction of a second where you reclaim control. 4. Focus on cultivating stillness. In your posture, in your gaze, in your words. Let your body be a fortress. Let your eyes be a void that reveals nothing. 5. If directly challenged, meet their gaze. Hold it. Do not speak until they break eye contact, or until the silence becomes so heavy that they feel compelled to fill it. Let the pressure build. Let them feel the weight of your unreadable presence. This week, you are not reacting to the world. You are becoming an observer. A strategist. You are transforming that raw, burning impulse into something far more dangerous. You are becoming the silence before the storm.